So this thing is like a horse. This is me sitting on it.
It's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What up, what up? It's your boy Ed Maximilian back again for another video. And today's video, we are at the shop. It's been getting pretty busy lately. Let me give you a quick little tour. All right, we got a bunch of bikes. We got Kawis, we got Yamahas, we have KTMs, we have Ducatis, all kinds of bikes now. Basically, these are mostly all starter bikes. A lot of people that I teach, they're looking for bikes to buy, so they buy from me. So it works out perfectly. I buy a lot of starter bike, anything like 600 and below, and they sell pretty quickly. So today, a customer just purchased a KTM Duke 390 for me. All right, so here it is, right there. We're gonna lower it. The guy's 5'6" and he doesn't feel comfortable on this bike. KTMs are pretty tall, like 32 inches or something like that. So I'm gonna show you what I look like on this bike. We're gonna do a quick before shot, and then we're gonna show you how to lower the bike an inch, and then we'll do an after shot. So this thing is like a horse. This is me sitting on it. I can ride this. I've been riding it for a long time, so I can ride this as is. So you just basically just put a foot down like that. Or if I want to put both feet out, it's gonna have to tiptoe like this. And this is kind of uncomfortable here, but if you're on a hill, or if there's a pothole, or if there's an oil slick and you try to put your foot down and you slip just a little bit, you're gonna fall. I do have the lowering kit. It came in. It's a T-Rex lowering kit. What we're gonna have to do is take the strut off with the spring. This is all one assembly. I'm gonna take that out. The T-Rex kit comes with a spring compressor. So you basically put that into a vice grip, and then you compress the spring with these two plates, and then you basically just tighten it up with the two bolts here. You're gonna take this here, and this is the retainer for the bolt down at the bottom, and I believe this is shorter, and that gives you that 1 inch reduction. So we're gonna take the I think it's the bearing out of there, and we're gonna press it into here using the T-Rex tool that's provided. We're gonna also use a vice grip. Take it off. All right, so the first thing we gotta do, secure the bike. Just gonna use this floor stand first, and then one of these for the back. You definitely wanna have some spools here on the bottom to be able to lift the rear wheel off the ground. Okay, perfect. Another thing you need to do when you lower a bike, anytime you do anything with suspension, the OEM kickstand is gonna be a certain length, right? So you're gonna need to have to shorten it, because what happens is when you shorten your suspension and the kickstand is still the same height, when you put this out, the bike, instead of standing like this at an angle, it's gonna stand vertically. And then all it takes is one little push and the bike falls right over. And just loosen that. There's a nut on the other side. Really simple, comes right out. There's another bolt on this side. There we go, finally. Oh, this bolt comes out. You can see there's a little bit of Loctite on there, so that's probably why it took forever to come out. So now the first part, the top part is off. We gotta get the bottom one off. The nut is off the bottom. All right, so it looks like I might have to jack up the motor a little bit, because right now the strut is getting compressed. So maybe if I take some weight off the whole bike, I'm able to just slip it out easily. So I'm gonna use this piece of wood to more of a wide platform there on the bottom. So by raising it from here, it's gonna work. Okay, yeah, it works. So you can see that we're taking tension off the actual shock itself. Boom, look at that. Perfect. All right, and there we go. So here it is right here. This is the reason why we're able to lower it. The replacement one is much shorter. So it's gonna be about an inch shorter. We're gonna press it out and then put it in here, swap this out, and then reinstall. We can't just take this off on its own. It won't come off. We're gonna have to compress the springs. It looks like one goes on here, the other one goes right over here. This ring fits perfectly over this top ring. So right there, it allows us to compress the spring and remove this retaining clip Slide this through. So we're gonna secure this onto a vise. Now when you use a vise for anything that's like metal and you don't want to mar it, usually the vise has like sharp teeth on here. So all I did was I took some Gorilla Tape. You can use painter's tape, anything, and you just want to put it on there so it doesn't mar the material. Impact. Boom, it should come out like that, okay? Remember the order, this comes out here. Now that we've got the retaining ring out, we can loosen this slowly and we'll take the spring off the shock itself. Right out, come in here. Gotta remember this goes like that. And the spring should come right out. There is some, there's red Loctite on there. You're supposed to heat it up, but I don't have a heat gun. Round 2, Edwin versus KTM shock. Okay, last night I was unable to get this loosened because there is a ton of Loctite on the threads. I went out and I bought a heat gun. So we have to heat it to melt the Loctite and then it should just come right off. Oh yeah, we got it. Oh yeah, perfect. It comes right off. So you don't really need to completely melt it off at 550. You can easily just do 300. It's really, really hot, so I'm holding it with a towel. This bushing is gonna come off. We're gonna press it out with the tools that they provide in the kit, and we're just gonna push it back into here. One part goes through, like that. The other part, the lip side goes towards the bushing. Boom, got it. So it's completely through, and when you know it's through, it's because it just plays freely there. So, and there's our bushing. To press the bushing back in, we just do the same thing, but now we assemble this in reverse. The part that would go in is now on the outside. We're gonna flip this around, and now this part is gonna go here, and make sure you put the washer in. Put your nut, rotate it by hand, and then you can get the thread on. Wrench on one side and then tighten on this side, and this part right here should start sliding in. Here's the old one for comparison. All that work for about an inch of difference. Now's a good time to adjust your preload without having to do too much work. The rider that's gonna be riding this Duke doesn't weigh too much, so we're just gonna leave it at the very bottom. Put the Loctite on, you can see it in the threads in there. And then this has to be rotated back so that it meets the retainer. Keep spinning it till you get to the top. That's it. Now we're gonna put the spring is gonna go back on here. This goes right over it. I'm gonna put this part up here at the top. Now we're gonna compress the spring to get the retainer clip back inside, and that's it. We're done with the swapping of the retainer. Our spring compressor here, put it right over the top. You wanna make sure that it's centered up here. All right, we're gonna slide this part up to the top and just hand tighten it on, and then we'll use the impact to speed up the process a little bit. And now we're gonna put our retaining clip, we're gonna put it right in there, just slide right in. Boom, and that's pretty much it. Now we just loosen these two, loosen the spring compressors. This side to the top, this side to the bottom, and of course the way to know which side it goes to is the writing. You see that? Yeah. This one can just guide in, same bolt, right in there, 8mm hex, Allen. Now we're gonna go to the other side. That should line up with that hole there. Boom, perfect. And we are done with the install. All we gotta do is lower the bike back to the floor. We'll do another height comparison. So this should have lowered the bike about an inch. Move this off. Perfect. And now with the kickstand, shorty kickstand, that is too much of a lean, but we'll fix that in a second. Right now, we're just gonna test the height. So if you remember how my feet looked before, I have the same shoes on, different pants, but that won't really affect height of my feet. So get on here, whip it over. Much more comfortable. That 1 inch actually makes a difference. Like, I feel much better, much more secure. You can even go as far as raising the triple tree so that this lowers. So we kind of like slide this up, and this will bring the handlebars slightly downward, but we don't really need to do that because this bike in the seating position is upright anyway, so it doesn't really matter. There's actually a screw right here. Okay, so we're just gonna loosen this screw. Comes out all the way, and we're just gonna basically put it 1 or 2 holes down. Go 1 hole. Took down about 1 or 2 holes to extend the kickstand just a little bit. We're gonna turn this back on by hand, and we're gonna test it out again. It is a DIY job. You might need a partner for help, but most of it you could do it on your own. It's about, I'd say, with the proper tools, I say it's about a 2-hour job. And it's not too hard. The Duke 390 is now lowered 1 inch in the rear, and you can lower the front by loosening these 4 bolts down here, 2 on this side, 2 on the other side, and then you can play with the triple tree a little bit, and you can lower the handlebar just a smidge, but I'm not gonna touch it because this is just right. All right guys, so thank you for watching this video. Let me know what other bike you'd like me to lower, and I'll make a video on that. This applies for all KTM Dukes. The RC, which is this one right here, is similar, except you have to take the fairings off first, but the process is the same. One thing to note, if you have a pre-2019 Dukes or I believe 2018 and lower, when you do this process, you can lower it 2 inches, but 2019 and above, when you do this process, it's only 1 inch with the same kit. Thank you guys for watching. I hope it helps some of you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.